Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. As you know, I'm your host, Tiger Stacker. I'm being joined by Shawn's Precious Bullyon. I've seen Shawn in a lot of different live streams and looked him up. Really impressed. His channel's small, but he's big into prepping, stacking, and he loves fireworks. So I have his channel listed in the description below. Please go to his channel, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell notification, leave a comment. That way YouTube doesn't take you out. Otherwise, if you just hit the subscribe, it's a good chance they'll think you're a bot and take you out. So I want to welcome Shawn to his first live stream with me. Welcome, Shawn.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. A little bit better than I have been. I made on one of my videos, they're pretty well known, that I'm fighting off breast cancer. And it's a video called Death Letter to help us stackers prepare our families for when we're gone because they don't listen to us. So I mentioned that for two reasons. One, please do that with your families. The other reason is because I know I haven't put out a lot of content recently because the chemo pretty much kicked my butt. But the fat lady hasn't sung yet, and she ain't going to sing because I'm taking away the orchestra. So anyway, I wanted to let you know why there's been no content recently. And as best as I can, we're going to get this thing kicked. I got a mastectomy set up for January 7th. Which is Orthodox Christmas. That's kind of a bummer. Teaches me a lesson, Shawn. I used to call during this whole process when they said my surgery would be either late December, early January. I jokingly called it my Christmas present. So what do? They set it up for Orthodox Christmas, which I still celebrate. So teaches me a lesson.
It's the gift. I guess it's the gift that keeps on giving, right?
Ain't that the truth? So I want to say thank you to everyone who's here and hello. Jeans Huntsinger 3981, Polly Buck, thank you for showing. My most awesome mod, Aspiring Alchemist, Moy Milk, Scraping Metal Racing, David Carlisle, Pete Clark, and of course yourself. So I will get a little bit squirreled today. Aspiring Alchemist, if you could do your most awesome job as you always do, and make sure everybody feels welcome in the chat, and we'll go for there. But we have a really good topic for us for you all today. What happens about selling your precious metals, selling your gold, selling your silver? Why? When? How much? What's your stacking strategy? Now, we're both not financial analysts or financial advisors. So please take this as two stackers who is going to expose or explain our experiences. You do what you think is best for you. And if you need advice, please seek out an accountant or a financial advisor. Wouldn't you know it, the dogs would start barking as soon as I started a live stream.
Hey, that is another gift that keeps on giving. That dog is a bundle of joy. I just showed you my dog. He's crying right now in the background. They both love their master so much that they're willing to call us and stuff. So it's all good, dude. It's all part of a live stream. Like I said, never perfect, always awesome. I'm just happy to be here. You and I have talked offline several times about, coming on live, doing a live stream for many months now. And like you just said, you're dealing with your cancer and your chemo. And I've always mentioned to you that health comes first, that goes for anybody watching right now.
It does.
I can't see anybody in the chats, my setup right now. So I'm not ignoring anybody. If anybody's saying hi to me or questioning for me, I'll have to rely on you to do that. But anybody watching, it's very important to put your health first, because if your health doesn't come first, then you won't be around to do live streams, to watch live streams, or anything, or even to get back to the community. So, if you had to take a break for a while and not do content, it's completely fine. I'm pretty sure the people here will understand and be very happy for the times that you do come on live, or do decide to do content and stuff. And that's the same reason why I kind of haven't done any content really on my Instagram or really YouTube in much part. I'm kind of just dealing my own little curveballs in life, and trying to return to Zen and getting my head straight, and basically just trying to take life for what it gives me, and try to build upon the messages that when I do come on these live streams, I'm able to kind of give a clear message, instead of just kind of just spitballing and throwing darts at a couple points and people really not getting the message across. So, but anyway, I'm happy to be here. The dog's happy. I'm here too. The dog's barking with joy.
I'm going to quiet them up. Hold on a second.
We're all happy to be here on a Friday night right now, and I couldn't think of anywhere else I want to be right now.
Hold on a second. I'm going to quiet them up here.
Give him a little bacon treat. Bacon, it's bacon. Usually keeps him happy. Give him a little treat. Give him a little pet on the head. Good doggy. Daddy's got to do a little live stream now. Here, shove some bacon down his throat. Bacon. Pet his head. Good doggy. But it's all good, man. It's all part of the live streams and stuff. A very happy, active household, would be very happy to have. Dogs are definitely a blessing on this earth, man. I feel so bad about seeing all these videos on the internet about all these dogs in cages and stuff, and how many dogs lose their lives per year. It's pretty disturbing, honestly, but they are a blessing at the same time.
Hopefully that did it.
There you go. Gave him a little bacon and set him down and said, "Hey, Daddy's got to go to work. Daddy's got to talk to the people. I'll come play with you next." My dog, I can hear him actually right now outside my door, just pawing the door. "Shawnee, Uncle Shawnee, I need you to come feed me again."
I was thinking about another tactic. I was thinking about introducing him to the new Korean cookbook. Have you ever heard of it?
I have heard about that. I don't think your dog would like that cuisine very much.
Yeah, it's called 101 Ways to Walk Your Dog.
Walk off a short pier. Is that one of them?
Pretty much. Hello, Miss Aloha. I hope I got everyone. And thank you for all the kind wishes.
And I'll say hi to everybody too. While I got a little downtime, since I can't see anybody in the chat, I say hi to everybody. Appreciate you guys, all guys and gals, being here on a Friday night with us, instead of being at the mall, trying to fight all the people, doing all your holiday shopping, or trying to see the latest movie and fight for popcorn. And so we appreciate you guys being here, and I'm excited to be here with you, Tiger. And like I said, we've talked many months about doing this, so I'm excited for.
Yes, we have, and I've been very blessed to have you as a new friend.
And you too, buddy. Same goes here.
So, hello, long lived. I see you here in the chat as well.
Hey,
and
LLC.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, hey, LLC, and he always be doing his spinning bit. And I just want to say, from one former DJ to a current DJ, I appreciate your what you do and stuff. And I know the thrill of mixing two records together. So I appreciate your kind of your spin, if you will, pun intended, on the whole, auction for coins, not just here's a coin, give me your money, do you want it, yes or no, on to the next one. You got a little groove to it and stuff that's pretty cool. Adds a little techno QVC to it, basically, if you will. So I appreciate it, man. Thanks for being here, dude. You're a stud. And I'm definitely gonna buy one of those Osmium. I'm working with some figures right now. I still plan to buy one of those Osmium SPVs to be able to put in the background. That's gonna probably run me about $800, but either way, we'll talk. I still plan to get those. I think those are really cool pieces. Not gonna lie. Anyway, it's a different topic. We didn't even talk about Osmium. Talk about silver, buying silver and selling silver, why you should do it, when you should do it, and how you should do it.
Well, one of the things that I talk to you about was, and we both agreed. Well, I've sold silver about a year ago, and most recently because I've been, for lack of a better way of saying it, laid off because the hospitals really don't want to hire a doctor who's getting chemotherapy. Um, and so I've been kind of grateful, but there is a certain amount of remorse about selling it. But let's put it what it is for.
Mhm.
We try to keep it as much as we can, and whether it's a global SHTF or a national SHTF or a personal SHTF, that's what it's there for.
Correct.
And you're going to feel some remorse. It just is part of the nature of the game. You work hard, you put all your energy into your fiat dollars, you convert it to a precious metal, and now you're giving it up, but you still have to pay the light bill, buy the groceries, keep the house warm in the winter, cool in the summer. So, and one of the points that I wanted to point out, in addition to the remorse versus the necessity, is most recently I was looking at when am I going to buy again on that. I'm looking at the spot price. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so expensive now. Well, it's all in a portion of perspective. What's your reference point? So now I'll give you an example. If when we were talking about specific gravity and all that, you're talking in grams. And what's a gram? How did we determine a gram? A gram is 1 cubic centimeter of water. Okay, that is the mass of a gram. So you have to have a point of reference in which to move from. So as I have sold silver back, I always put on my products where I bought it, in this case SD Bullyon, when I bought it, and how much I paid. So your point of reference really is about a reference point. Is really about when you bought it. And a lot of the things I bought were fun pieces. I shouldn't have done it, but I was new to stacking. I was having a great time. Got lost into the auctions, sometimes races, and just got really lost into it. So here I bought this one from Guido Stacking for $125. It's a 2-ounce poured piece of silver, and now it's spot price. Basically, I've made my money back. But in some cases, I've lost money. And sometimes I've made it even. So it's really expensive. Yeah, but I spent that amount of money before, lost in the trail of all the fun. And I don't do that nearly as much as I used to, not only because of the layoff, so to say, but also because I've learned my lesson. Okay, so when I get back in, I'm going to be more in constitutional government coins, generic bars and rounds, to make it easier for my wife if I pass away. Not from the cancer. I'm not dying from the cancer. I'm going to pass away from good old-fashioned old age. But I want my wife to have something that's easy for her to understand. So the reason I chose silver instead of gold is because the price point. Silver is still much cheaper to obtain than gold. You also still have the variability and the volatility. Not as much right now because we're in uncharted territory.
Correct.
But that's my point of why I did what I did. But other people are in different points. So Shawn here has had similar experiences I'm just going to let him go on from here and let him tell you his experiences. And we're going to talk about all this.
Yeah, I've personally too have had to feel, I guess, or challenge the mindset of the regret that comes in from having to sell precious metals when you need, like you said, pay the bills and stuff like that. Um, I'm too also right now in search of a job too, and in the meantime, I've had to sell precious metals in order to stay afloat. Um, Decent amount has been sold, but that regret that I've started to feel, I've challenged myself over the last few months to kind of look at it in a different way, to kind of, if you will, see like a silver lining behind the whole experience of having to sell, of losing, about feeling that loss and having to take something that you've had in your stack for however many years that you've had the conscious mindset to hold on to, for that rainy day. And I mean a lot of rain, right? So to have to finally part with it, you can feel that regret. And one of the things that I've started to kind of change my mindset about, and kind of encourage others that I've talked to, including yourself and including others that in the community, to try to adapt more of a mindset of like, be happy that you had the proper mindset to be part of less than 1% of the entire nations of our nation, if you will, that even stacks gold and silver for a rainy day. So the fact that you were even had it available for your life ball, I mean, your curveball that life threw you, be happy that you had the precious metals to swing for the fences and knock that ball out of the park and get around the base and go sit down and go let life, give you your next, time to, go up the bat. Instead of getting beamed in the head with a 101-mile-per-hour fastball and getting knocked down in life and not really have a clear understanding of how you're going to, get through this challenge. So to be kind of like, be happy. It's I guess they said it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Was
So
kind
true.
of getting, it's like finding the best of both worlds, at the fact that you had it, and you had it in the right time to be able to take care of that curveball and stuff, and however long it takes to get your time around the bases to go be able to sit down and not have like throw you any more curveballs. It depends, if you got to sell more metal than you had to. It's, you just be happy that you had it. I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's I during this time of having to, like you said, experience selling metals to stay afloat basically, while I try to find a decent resource of income to basically fill that plate. Um, I've started to kind of adapt the mindset of, I'm happy to have had it, whereas if I didn't had it, I would have been completely, I don't want to say what would have happened, right? Not let's just say this: the situation wouldn't have worked out, right? So part of this live stream was, what my mission was, that I kind of wanted to get across the community, was to, when life does throw you those curveballs and you have to part with your metals, like one of my buddies would always tell me, it's like, don't get too emotionally attached to your stack. There's going to come a point in time where you're going to sell it, when at the SHTF, like you said, situations happens in life, and you don't have control of this life. You don't have control of the world. You're a leaf in the wind. We're all leaves in the wind, right? And some of us might land up in trees. Some of us might land on the ground, roofs and houses. We don't know where life's going to take us, right?
True.
So be happy the fact that you guys are all part of the stacking community, where you have resources to access when life hands you emergencies, and don't try to compare yourself with anybody else, saying, oh, I don't have as much metal as this person have, or I wish I had more. Just be happy the fact that you do have some, and if you're continuing to stack while these prices increase, just, yeah, it's, we all regret and wish that we would have bought more when gold was under 2,000. We all wish that we bought it. That's life, people. We're all going to have 2020 hindsight. I wish I would have made my different sports bet the other day and didn't get some guys so many points, I would have hit my bet. Everything is all retrospective, right? So
True.
it's just be happy you're on that journey. We're all on that journey together of stacking metals. Be happy that you're part of that less than 1% that has it and stuff. If you haven't stacked any precious metals by now, it's not too late. I'll be the first person that says that on the internet right now, regardless of what anybody else is saying. It's not too late. It's really not. because I look at it as, and yeah, you can't really compare the crypto markets or, to the gold and silver market. You really can't really compare major markets, but you can in a way, right? When people start to adapt certain things, like we have less than, like I said, 1 to 2% of the entire nation even stacking gold and silver. It's only really been in like major news or like your internet searches now that when gold went over like 3,000, that the internet even started to chirp about it outside of us. Besides the stacking community, no one's really talking about gold and silver at all. You maybe, if you got any gold, sell for cash. You might see a commercial once or twice on television, but you didn't think twice of it. It's only recently now that the media is starting to catch up now with what metals, as far as explosion has been happening over the last couple of years, where people are starting to find out, like, well, I didn't know gold was over $4,000. I didn't know silver was over 60. It was like, yeah, it's it's not too late. So, and for those that used to buy, like I said, I used to buy too. You see these prices now, and they're pretty high. And man, I can't buy that tube of Eagles anymore. It used to be under $600. I can't do it now. You just dollar cost average and just keep on your budget. You may not be able to buy as much as you used to be able to, but as long as you're staying on that path and adding to your stack, that why when time comes, when you need it, it's there. Just be happy that you have it. Let me take a drink quick. 1 second.
There's a lot of truth to that. In fact, the volatility, the climb, the volatility is just amazing.
It's the secret. The secret's out, man. I tell everybody once silver hit over $50, like you said earlier, we're in uncharted territories. I mean, the sky's unlimited at this point. That we've hit all-time record highs on 2 metals right now, gold and silver. I mean, we need to get too much into platinum, but platinum's starting to rise back up too from what it used to be, a year and a half ago.
Well, if you want, I'll just mention it right now. Platinum is 1756 and change.
And compared to what it was back in October of last year, when it was probably about maybe half that.
Approximately, yes.
Yeah. So
silver's at 62, and gold is at 43.11. But I'm going to throw this up here. Can you believe what I'm going to show you? Look at the gold to silver ratio.
It's completely changed.
Look at that, 69.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Not making fun of laughing at the number. I'm just laughing at the fact that like we were 100 to 1. We were 100 to 1. How many months ago? A few.
Yeah.
So we're headed to a point where, silver's just going to keep going, dude. I think its next rally point's to 75. But, I talked to, our buddy Surfer. I told everybody, like, the market likes round numbers, loves them, can't help it. Like zeros and like even fives, like 75, 100, 150s. Like markets love that thing, right? Like when crypto got to 20,000, that perfect even number, they went right down to 3, right? And they went right back up to like 60,000, that perfect even number. They went right down to 13,000. They went up to $100,000 and stood there. Now it's 120. Now it's down to 90, whatever. But the market loves those round numbers, so I think that once it hits 70, it's going to go to 75 really quick. And I think that, I'm not trying to get any predictions, whatever, but I think when 75 hits, we'll see another pullback, but it's going to keep going. Something we can talk about in a little bit, because of the BRICS nations basically, pulling the trading places orange crop thing, basically, and everyone's trying to sell their metals to them and stuff because they got the price caps. But yeah, metals are just going to keep going, and just be happy that what you have is increasing in value. And when you got to sell it, buying it back is not fun, because it's like, oh man, I bought this for, let's just say $20, $30. Now they're asking 65 for it. Man, well, I think I can do that again or something. But it's irrelevant, because it's going to come to the point in time where where silver's going to be over $100, and you can be like, well, I bought it at 60, and you're like, you're still winning, right? Triple digit silver is not out of the question, and gold's just going to keep going too, and so platinum. All these metals are just going to keep going because like I said, the cat's out of the bag for at least the people that are keeping their head tuned to markets, whether it be any kind of market, global market, crypto market, metal market, commodities market. The gold and silver has kind of been kind of signaled its arrival as far as, hey, we are here. We are outpacing most any in all markets right now. Maybe you guys might want to jump on because there's a lot of people doing this too, and a lot of nations doing this too. It's not just like small time people or big time people. It's a lot of people that are. There's a lot of gold and silver being moved around the world quietly to the average person. So, yeah, I kind of hit a brick wall where what wanted to talk about right now as far as that topic goes. Sorry, it's like up.
That's okay. That's okay. I just looked up the silver to gold ratio right now. I never thought I'd see something even remotely close to 60, even with prices.
I am not going to try to sound inflated head or whatever just because you just said that. I did personally, and I think it's going to go lower. I mentioned on our buddy's channel about the face value denomination that's on the metals currently right now, with silver being $1, gold being 50, and platinum being 100. So just with the dollar denomination right there between gold and silver, that's 50 to 1. So I think we're headed to that, honestly, personally. And I think, honestly, we're headed to a 2 to 1 gold to platinum ratio as well. A lot of people think I'm crazy for saying that. That means gold, still platinum currently has to get up to like close to like $8,500 to outpace with gold. But if it's all going to come down to like a supply and demand thing, there's less platinum out there available than there is silver and gold.
That's true.
If you were to take like an Olympic-sized swimming pool of like all the platinum that we basically unearthed right now and threw it in there, you sit in the middle of the pool with the platinum would probably come up to your ankles. If you were to put all the gold that's it would basically fit in. You better not stand in that pool because it's going to fill up four Olympic-sized swimming pools. And of course, silver is going to probably do the same, even more of the pools, if you will. With all the stuff that's going to be needed for stuff like you said, things you're going through, chemotherapy, there's platinum in the treatment you're getting taken care of, there's platinum in all these cars stuff, these fusion batteries. They're going to need platinum for a lot of stuff. And I think personally the reason sorry, my mouth's getting kind of sore. The weather change here, it gets a little cold and dries my throat out. I think that the United States quit making platinum eagles because they're like, hey, we need this platinum. We need to like not be putting it in coins and putting it out there we need to hold on to this for later in case we really need it. So there's a chance that I do see that the silver to gold ratio goes 50 to 1. Honestly, I really do. And at that point, or even like right now, sorry, I want to show that logo up. I'm not sponsored by them, neither are you. It's good, sweet tea. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I do see the fact that there's a chance right now with this ratio shift that, if you, let's say people who have silver, right, who stacked a lot of silver because it was cheaper than back then, $20-$30 an ounce, but they never could afford gold at between $2,000 to $4,000 an ounce. This would be a good time to even like take a couple of silver coins at 69 to 1 and just take, let's say, 70 coins to our local coin store. Like, you give me an ounce of gold for all this. They make an ounce of silver just, for a profit just right then and there. And good time to convert some different metals into different metals. Right now, I'm waiting to silver gets a little bit higher, and I'm going to convert probably some of my silver actually into platinum personally. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an expert. I know our buddy Stacking Services, I'm the platinum expert guy. I appreciate that. It's just, I, I, I watch it, I know some about it, but I just something for myself personally. I think I'm going to do. I'm going to play with these ratios a little bit, because let's just say that silver gets down to 50 to 1, and it goes back up to, I don't know, 80 to 1 again. Just you convert one metal back into another, turn your silver into gold, and turn your gold back into silver, and eventually you're just getting, if you play the ratio right over time, you'll be able to just get more metal basically just for free, just by just playing the market. So
Yeah. I'm not
hard
so
to do.
deep into platinum. I only have just enough to make me watch the market. I'm mainly a silver and gold buff. A little bit of platinum. I'm one of those people. I have to drive the car, otherwise I won't remember how to get there.
Gotcha.
So similarly with metals, I have to have a little to make me watch it. And also in the stock exchange, I understand mining better because of being a stacker. I was always horrible with stocks. The only thing I've played just a little bit, enough that if I could lose it, it doesn't hurt me. But I've done enough with the stocks for mining and royalties just so I can watch it. And that's not only precious metals. I got some in copper and I got some in tungsten.
Cool.
But my concern about platinum is it's mainly out of Russia and Ukraine. And unless Ukraine is going to come out good in this war, we might not be able to access as per their agreement. And I doubt Russia's going to be willing to freely trade with us, considering what's been going on, not only on this part of on their part of the globe, but on our part of the globe with the whole Venezuela issue and the backing that they're getting.
That's about to get real nutty. Like I got my, I know, I have my thoughts on what's happening with that. To tell you the truth, I don't know if it's going to get me off or not, but you guys won't see me anymore. Praise God. But anyway,
which brings me back into what we were talking about, spot prices, because you and I both agreed that China and India are wanting to pay way more for their version of spot price.
Correct.
And a lot of Americans think about their pocket only instead of their pocket and our nation. So a lot of people, in my fear, are going to sell in such a way that it goes to LBMA, to COMEX, to the BRICS nations, China, India, and I'm hearing now Russia is jumping on the silver bandwagon.
Yep, they're part of the BRICS nation, man. They're I think that they're literally drawing the lines in the sand between the BRICS and the AUKUS. And we talked about this. And AUKUS, I don't know if it I can't say for a fact that I think that they're the official other guys, or our side, if you will, they call it. AUKUS is an acronym for AU, UK, US, which is Australia, United Kingdom, and United States. It's kind of like the trade alliance, if you will, that's kind of formed up over here, and kind of like BRICS versus AUKUS, if you will, right? Like I said, trade war, money war right now. It's kind of what's been happening. So right now, the BRICS nations is calling for a higher, let's just say, buying price for the world silver than what other nations over here, like with us, are asking for. I've heard recently that China is offering up to $100 currently right now for an ounce of silver, where America right now it's about $63 to $64 an ounce right now. What alarms me about that is the fact that, we as just everyday citizens, and even most, the major wholesalers over here, don't have the ability to sell their metals over to foreign nations, nor would I think even the concept of being an American citizen would behoove someone even to even attempt to do that in the first place, right? Because to them, it's not worth making extra money to prop up a foreign adversary nation, right?
Yeah.
But what I am concerned about is the people that have access to large sums of the metals that are either on our side or have or stay neutral, if you will, that end up basically start giving up all the metals to the BRICS nations. It's kind of like my scare when Joe Biden was giving up all basically the oil reserve and depleting our basically oil reserve to the point we were down to like what 20-15% of what we had before, something around those numbers. It was pretty alarming. It was more of like, hey, we're kind of giving away things to other nations that it would basically would use these resources in a way to try to prop themselves up to compete with us on a global scale, to where it makes us less desirable to deal with, if you will, because America's not offering top dollar and stuff like that, right? It's kind of like, you know, you'll find your favorite coin store is going to offer you a certain better buyback price than your local pawn store type of thing, right? Pawn store's going to offer you $7 back on silver. Local store might do anywhere between $2 to $5. Like, well, I'm not going to give a couple bucks to the pawn store. The heck with them. I'm going to go see Joe down at the LLC and coins, you know, local, and go sell it to them and stuff. So, yeah, the BRICS nations that basically they kind of declare basically a financial war against us, and they're basically decided that they're not going to. Yeah. We're not going to adhere to your rules anymore, America. We're going to play by our own rules and your rules, and don't really apply this anymore. And you can enforce all the sanctions against us and say all the things you want in your social media. We don't care. It's not going to affect us. If they think you're doing yourself a disservice, because, you know, it all started basically when Russia and China made that oil trade and basically didn't use United States dollars to do it. That's when I was like, uh-oh, shots fired. You know, didn't need to throw any missiles in the air. Didn't need to put any planes or tanks on the ground or the air or the sky or submarines. It was more of like, hey, America, guess what? You know that United States dollar you told, you know, Saudi Arabia back in '74, they had to do this agreement where we all have to use your dollars to trade in global oil trades. Well, guess what? We ain't doing it. And as soon as they did that, I was like, oh, no. Things are about to get real spicy. And that's kind of right when you started seeing precious metals really start to make its move up. Right after that. I mean, granted, over the years, things have been moving, but in my personal opinion, for whatever the less than the 2 cents that they're stopped making at the Mint is worth, you know, I think this is when things really started to move. Is that when the world saw that, like, hey, these two nations just told America, we're not doing it, and did it, and said, now what? And we're going to do it again and keep doing it. I was like, okay, it's time to start really looking at the metals and really understanding the importance of kind of the ceiling is no longer there. They basically blew the roof out of the ceiling pretty much when they made that trade into the precious metals market, and was like, anything is possible now.
Well, Ron Spencer puts in here, do we need an export wall? Maybe the day of global trade is gone. The day of global trade never existed because of the one-way tariffs against our country. I don't think global trade was even global trade. I think we gave up our power by giving up our productivity, and we became dependent on other nations. So I think what's going on now, in my opinion, is that with Trump putting in tariffs is trying to equilibrate the playing field, and people are having to decide what's more important to them. What China's deciding what's more important to them. India, every other nation,
everybody's doing it.
And as you all have heard me say many times, I don't trust anyone 100% except for Jesus Christ. And that is the only person I trust 100%. But I do think that Trump is doing a better job than anyone that preceded him. And I think that, he's going to make mistakes because he's human. But the global issue, the trade, the tariffs, I think we're going to see us get in a stronger position, because if you look back at time, there's a lot of this stuff was being attempted or successfully attempted by Ronald Reagan. Although I kind of look at Trump is kind of like Ronald Reagan on
He
steroids.
really is. Ronald Reagan was an actor. Trump was all basically kind of all up in the media because he was the rich hotshot guy from Wall Street guy. I mean, not Wall Street, property kind of guy from New York. Then the media got a hold of him like, hey, we need a flashy guy that we could put on the TV and people will watch. And then The Apprentice came on, and so he's kind of been that Hollywood celebrity, if you will, like Reagan has, and things kind of I don't want to say it because I'm going to get anyway. It almost seems like there are a lot of things that have happened during the Reagan administration that are really are happening now and are going to happen when it comes to Venezuela. I'm just going to say that and keep my mouth shut. Ronald Reagan was assassinated, attempts on him. Trump too. A lot of wars, questionable wars in South America happening. I'll add that. That's basically it. Yeah, we're kind of like repeating another part of history, if you will, kind of that people kind of forgot, and they're kind of hoping that people do. Things are going to get pretty wild here in the next couple months, if you will.
It's going to get worse before it gets better, and that's just the nature of things. That's just the nature of things. When you mentioned the AUKUS, I hope I said that right. In the financial, it seems to me financially analogous because it is a financial war without a physical war.
Correct.
And usually you get a financial war before you get a physical war, although not always. This financial war, BRICS versus AUKUS, financially makes me think of the Axis and the Allies.
It's exactly what it is, basically. It's almost, you're absolutely correct. It's pretty much lines have been drawn in the sand globally, and they're kind of quietly basically said either with these guys or with not the guys, and sit out if you like and stuff. But, both sides are obviously promoting to the world it's advantageous to join us because they both think they're the winning side. But literally everybody loses in the long run, people like us and stuff, because they don't really care what really happens. People
well, there's only one way that we have a chance, and that is to hold on to as much as we can. Gold, silver, others.
Well, yeah, definitely hold some silver, hold it for a rainy day, sell it when you need to. The regret that comes up, squash that down with the mindset of,
that's what it's there for.
I had it. It's what it's there for. Like you said, exactly. It's why I've been doing this. That's the why, everybody. That is the number one why. This is why we do this. When life throws us curveballs, we have the mindset to save for a rainy day, and not just save our cash, because we knew we put our cash in the safe, and a couple years from now, it's going to be worth less. Where we convert it to an actual precious metal, which under our Constitution is actually physical money, Article 1, Section 10, and actually understand that the gold and silver is going to ride the inflation like a surfboard and ride on top of the wave and get past the wave and basically be able to outpace everybody, where their dollars are just getting riptide and around the bottom of the ocean. Be happy you had the metals. Be happy that you had the mindset to save it. Yeah, it's not fun to sell, but just, again, shift the guilt to the mindset of, I'm happy I had this, and I can always get it back. I'm still alive. I'm still here. As long as you're able to keep going and keep buying when you can. If you get that piece back, awesome. If you don't get it back, I was thinking today, how many, I don't even put a number on it, because it's probably astronomical, about how many different actual gold and silver and platinum pieces there are, and coins and bars there are since whenever. You know, they're going to be so many coins and stuff that we want and we collect, and as we collect, there's still going to be a part of us that feels that we just don't have enough. We need more, right? We don't. Our stack, our collection is not complete, right? So if you have to part with something, you know, you'll be able to replace it with something else that'll either most likely fill that void, you know, or you know, just be like, okay, my stack can shift. I can, you know, it's like the tide. Like you might be up, have a lot of metals. Tide comes down, got to sell some metals. Tide goes back up, you buy some more. You sell when you buy and you sell. It's just as long as you stick with the metals, you're not losing. You know, if you get in, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to hitting that brick wall again. I guess what I'm trying to say more just again, repeating earlier what I was saying was just, I guess it's more from like you asked me about earlier from personal experience. And I guess I'm just trying to really emphasize my personal experience because I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that probably feels the same way I do as far as the regret of having to sell something and wish they could get it back.
Well, I completely agree with you on that. I'm going to diverge for just a second because I want to get a couple things in here. Aspiring Alchemist, can you do me a favor? Would you periodically put in the link to Shawn's Precious Bullyon? It's spelt with a Y, no I. That's part one that I wanted to cover.
Thank you.
Part two. Since I'm streaming both horizontal and vertical. You know, those of you who are in the vertical, if you can go horizontal, that's great because I'm learning how to do this and do this effectively and still make this channel successful and all of you successful. So I'm counting on the likes on the horizontal version of this stream. So if we hit 25 likes, I'm going to be giving away a silver dime. At 50 likes, a silver dime. At 75 likes, a silver quarter. At 100 likes, I'll be giving away a silver $50. If you all want to send super chats in, great. If you don't, that's okay too. But if we hit 100 likes, I'll be giving away an ounce of silver. So I just want to let you know that I'm going to put that out there. This is Christmas month. I am feeling the Christmas spirit, but I also want you all to get ahead in everything as well. The other thing I do want to mention, in case I forget, since I'm home and I'm feeling better, I'm going to be doing some live streams. Tomorrow, we're going to do a live stream because I want to find out what my members want. In addition to the quarterly giving away of silver, what do you all want me to make available to you as members? Okay, that way, if I feel like I'm doing what my members are looking for, I'll feel more comfortable making a third level membership. So that will be tomorrow afternoon, early evening, something like that. Sunday, I'm going to be doing another live for subscribers. What do my subscribers want? So I want you all to come in and tell me what you all want me to be able to provide for you as subscribers. We will be doing a quarterly appreciation giveaway for level 1 and level 2 members. Level one members will be getting 1 ounce of silver, or the winner on the wheel will get 1 ounce of silver. Level 2 members, one of the level 2 members will be getting a 2-ounce piece of silver. You have to be a member of the channel for 2 consecutive months. So, you know, if you are level 2, but you are only consecutive for level 1, you'll drop down to level 1. If you are level 1 but not consecutive, you will not be eligible. So those are what's going on there. Also, Monday, we're going to be doing a live stream me and Frostbite, or should I say Frostbite and I, that's better English, we're going to have a really awesome live stream. How someone who was just a kind person stumbled into stacking. That person did not expect what they had happen to them. We got a awesome guests, two guests that will be coming on and telling their story and talking about some of the coins that they have. So please don't miss that. In addition, there's going to be two additional live streams this month. We're going to do a Christmas live stream for those of you who have the time and may not have family near to you for whatever reason. You're separated by distance. Maybe it's just, you're, they're not alive anymore. Whatever. We are a family. We are a stacking family. So I want to share my time at Christmas. I'll let you all know when that date is coming. Same thing for New Year's. We want everyone to feel like they are part of family. You're not abandoned. We are here for each other. So those are the topics. And AA, will you watch the count? I think you're on the horizontal, if I remember correctly. You're on the horizontal. Would you watch the count? I just looked at it right now. It's 31. So at the end of the live stream, we will be running the wheel for a dime.
Nice.
And you have to send me a claiming email within 2 days to thetigerstacker@gmail.com. If you don't keep it within those first 48 hours, you forfeit your winnings. I'm sorry, but I got a lot of things going on and I can get distracted. Okay. So make sure that if you win, send me a claiming email. I'm not very fast at getting it out, but people like Aspiring Alchemists can tell you, you do get it. So let you know that's what's going on. I think I've run out of my notices that I wanted to tell everyone. So let's get back to what we were talking about. So what we were talking about, don't regret when you sell. Be happy you have it. 5 years ago, if this happened to me, I'd be in a financial mess. I started stacking coming up to 5 years ago, but basically 4.5 plus. So let's continue on with this, especially because I've also heard on other channels that COMEX has changed the parameters to when they're going to hold trade. I don't know if you heard that or not.
I have not.
It was on a Silver Dragons video that was released today that I'm going to have to listen to again and take notes. I think they're looking for other ways to try to control the silver price without blaming it on overheating, and their cooling system didn't work.
Yeah, right.
So, what do you think about all that?
So you're saying that COMEX is going to basically they're going to stop. You said stop orders for a while. You said.
Yeah, they've got 3 tiers according to what was released.
Okay.
One is like I don't know, was it 1 minute or 1 hour of holding? The second level was like 5 minutes or 5 hours. I can't remember. And the third one was a whole lot worse than that. So, and if you get a chance, go over to my buddy Silver Dragons. He's got a video he just recently released for all that. Stacking Surfer gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Surfer. I appreciate it. And congratulations to Damon's Tadatos. I hope I said that right. Jackalope Herdmaster, New Coin Nerd, Kenozi, and Rockzilla. Congratulations and thank you, Surfer.
Surfer's a dude. What's up, Surfer?
Yeah, and he's got better hair than I do.
He probably has better hair than I do, but mine's longer, so we'll come to a say we're a good tie, I guess.
I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I ended up shaving my head because the chemo had me losing hair pretty fast, and I was shedding faster than the dogs.
Oh man.
So that wasn't the worst part of it, my friend. It's actually given me acne.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
The treatment gives you acne, or just the cancer itself?
I actually Googled it. Chemo can give acne. Usually, people in their 30s. I'm in my 60s, but when I was a teenager, I was polluted with acne,
Interesting.
and all the products that you could buy didn't change very much. So it's not as bad as when I was a teenager, but you know, I kind of wish I didn't have it. So
I get it. Yeah. I'm not gonna judge you for it, nor I think anybody else will and stuff. You're still a dude in my mind, regardless if you have acne or not.
yeah, I just wish that it was not there,
I
but
understand.
that's okay.
Could be a little, pulls in a little of the vanity, I guess, the personal appearance and stuff that we all want to have for ourselves. I get it. I understand.
To answer your question, Amy, I was told I had to have six treatments with a combination of two chemotherapies and two immunotherapies. I've finished my sixth treatment on December 1. I now have 6 weeks between the last treatment and when I'm going to get a mammogram. I'm not, excuse me, mastectomy. And I told them I'm sick and tired of this. My history is kind of long and convoluted. I told them to do a bilateral mastectomy. And then I'm going to have 6 weeks after the mastectomy. They're going to put me back on immunotherapy, the two immunotherapies without the chemo, plus radiation therapy because I got a little blip in my right hip and one lymph node. So I'm probably going to be on immunotherapy for 1, maybe 2 years, maybe more. Hopefully not. But I'm telling you what. In case you all haven't seen it, I'm stubborn and I'm a fighter, and I'm not leaving my wife. Kind of like the girl, and I love my YouTube family, and I want to see my grandchildren. So you are stuck with me. So I want to thank you all for being there for me. But thank you for the question, Amy. Steve Woods, why can't there be good side effects like? No, I'm not saying that. Nope, nope, no. He's talking about phallic.
Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, there's other medicines for that, but apparently it also has side effects where it's like your heart might explode, you might have suicidal thoughts, you might have dizziness or diarrhea. There's a lot of that's what I'm taking that stuff. It just seems like there's always too many more side effects than there is the actual problem you're trying to fix. Anyway, whatever.
Well, there's also another component to this. As I've gotten older, as is typical for most men, the drive is not as strong. But here's the weird thing, Shawn. Can you believe that I love my wife more intensely as an older dude than I did when everything was young and fresh?
I'll tell you why you do.
Why is that?
Because as you get older, it's like the good book I just grabbed earlier says, it's like when you're a child, you thought as a child, but when you're adult, you put away child's things and thought as adult. Books are diverse, obviously, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's as you get older, you start to really appreciate the things that you had and things that you did have. Whereas in the moment, when it's fresh and stuff, you're just happy to have all those feelings and stuff. And granted, the person that right then and there is what's giving it to you, but you're not really thinking about that person. You're just thinking about the overall gratification, the satisfaction you from the experience you're experiencing, the feelings you're feeling. It's not until like later on when the person's there, you really have a chance to retrospect back and look and like, you know what? This person did this for me. This person did this for me. This person did this for me. This person was there for me. This person was there for me. And you really start to really like, wow, this person's special. This person stuck with me, all this stuff. This person that you really truly figure out as you get older who's there for you and who's not. And it's like, as we get older, we try to hold on to things more that mean something to us. Like you said, you actually love your wife and stuff, and you care about her still. Or there's a lot of marriages you're just like, can I just sign paperwork and get out of here, right? So
Yeah.
As you get older, you start to really appreciate the things that you have that mean something and stuff. And you, like you said, you want to hold on to that as much as possible, because as it's young, everything is all fresh, and it is, and everything lasts forever, and I'm going to live forever. And then as you get older, it's like, oh, all that was a bunch of lies and fairy tales in my head. And there goes gravity. Come back to reality, as the song says and stuff. And you have a newfound appreciation for the things that you truly have, and things that you didn't really think had a whole lot of meaning end up meaning the most, and things that you thought had the most meaning back then mean a little bit. It's just about mindset. We're in a different mindset. When you're younger, you chase the opposite sex, you chase money, you chase happiness and success and fulfilling desires and experiences that gives you always, yays and stuff. And then as you get older, you're just happy to not have pains and be happy to have someone there for you and stuff. So it's all a matter of mindset. That's all really all comes down.
Well, not only mindset, it's also your emotions, and your relationship is also biochemical. I've been watching this lady. She does a ton of shorts on YouTube. Mm-hmm. She goes by the name of Laura Ponce, Ponce. Very more of a classic mentality towards relationships, and gives advice to men and women. I just watched one today about how the love of a woman has so much power. I used to call it just wife magic. But you come home, you've had a stressful day, you've had a stressful whatever. You're met with kindness, maybe rubbing of the head, a scratch of the back, a hug. Those touches from the one that you chose to settle down with releases a chemical called oxytocin. And your blood pressure drops, your heart rate drops, you're all of a sudden calm, and you're not even taking any pharmaceutical agents. So, it's not only that, but it's the person that you chose and you trust and has got your back, and that can give you a release of oxytocin, similar to when a dog chooses to love you, and the owner and the dog meet eye to eye. Oxytocin is released in both the dog as well as the human. Sorry, I tend to talk a lot of medicine.
You're good. It's part of your field.
Okay, I'm hearing from Aspiring Alchemists. We're at 33 likes. If we get to 50, there'll be 2 dimes given out. So, feel free, get it done. I keep all my promises.
I have faith that we'll get to 50. I think the community can do it. I think, don't be afraid to share the video, or hit that like button if you have hit it. I know I got faith it'll happen, buddy. And he will give you the silver stuff, silver coin, and all. Think about that. You'll make someone's gonna win a silver coin just by touching the screen. Where can you go where you can just touch the screen and just get a silver coin sent to you? I don't know anywhere else. And there's no machines you can go by, the soda machine. Let me get a Pepsi, and I touch this for a free silver dime. No, that's not how it works.
No, it doesn't.
Only here at Tiger Stacking's channel.
And make sure you go over to Shawn's Precious Bullyon also, because he needs to get up to monetization.
That would be nice. That would be nice. I'm far up, but not too far up. It's attainable. It's definitely obtainium. I could stack that. It could happen. I appreciate anybody's willing to go there and watch my couple of videos I have. It's mostly like fireworks and gardening and things with my dog, and little things about silver here and there. But Yeah, I
prepping.
haven't posted anything in a while. It's mostly because I've been kind of, working on my mindset, working on just things in my life, and just try to more of just return to Zen, if you will. I've been dealing with some stuff personally, and I know we all do, especially this time of year and stuff with all the season changes and stuff. So I'm acknowledging it, more just doing things to keep my head above happy and stuff. And I encourage anybody else that's struggling with anything as far as self value, self doubt, or anything that's an anxious thought in your brain. Just there are people there that are there for you, and definitely people here that are definitely there for you. So you are
which
not
I
alone. Like you said, you are not alone.
which I do appreciate. I had never knew that I would have such a nice, kind group of people that I consider my close friends and adopted family. When I started doing the channel,
Mm-hmm.
my number one reason was to show my wife how to do YouTube, because she was doing YouTube that was entertaining herself, and I wanted her business and dog training to explode. Second reason was to leave my grandchildren messages that we love them. Third reason was to leave messages for my grandchildren not to trust the government, because history doesn't change. It's always the same. You get periods of good times, bad times, but people in money want to keep the money. People who don't have a hard time. And the fourth reason was to teach everybody else what I was teaching my grandchildren. So, and the nice thing about it is, I went from being a watcher to someone who was having a great time making videos, teaching, and getting closer to everyone. I mean, Shawn, if I was just a watcher, you and I wouldn't have met and made close enough friends to even to start this YouTube channel, this live stream.
Correct.
So you all have made this Christmas really awesome, and last Christmas really awesome. So
Heck yeah.
So with this gold silver ratio getting close to 60, are you going to play the ratio?
I think I
And
will.
what point are you going to play the ratio at?
I think I'm going to play the ratio right when it gets either high 50s or right at 60. I think
Okay.
I might not do all of it. I might just do like, they always tell people like kind of sell it all at a time. Just don't sell it all off or don't convert it all off. I might do it in chunks, like do a small chunk at 60, maybe wait till like 58, 57, do a small chunk then. Gets down to 55, maybe a small chunk then, maybe have half it going by then. And maybe there's a small part of me that either keeps the other half for just to have silver or whatever, or just also wait till it gets to that, if it does go to that 50 to 1 to see what's going to happen. But regardless of whatever we see as far as the ratio going, we're going to see a lot of volatility as far as means the price. The price is going to start moving.
I never thought I'd ever see this in my lifetime.
For both metals, it's going to go. We're reaching a kind of a break. We're reaching kind of a critical point here, where there's a lot of things line up in the next, I'll just say this, 4.5 years for us. That's going to complete another phase. And I think it's a lot to do with financial this time. Lots of it. I think honestly, most of it will. You're going to start seeing like stable coins is going to start being a thing of like national topic, instead of like the very few of us that are having conversations about it, and people that are involved in it, right?
True.
A lot of things with foreign markets and our markets are going to start being topics of conversations and stuff. Especially if they do what they say they're going to do, and give us basically stimmy check number 4 from the tariffs and stuff. That could do one of two things. I think the second thing is going to happen personally, but I'll say the first thing. If everyone thinks it's going to happen, it's going to improve the economy. Everyone's going to be start paying off balances, whatever. That's one way of looking at it. I think it's just another like STEMI check did. It's just another means of doing it. It's an influctuation of cash into the system again. So that means that, okay, more inflation because there's more dollars now in circulation, which means that things are worth less. It's going to be the illusion, just like the STEMI checks was. Oh, this is great for all of us. We can now pay things. We can afford stuff. We got a little, got your booster shot, if you will. Just like the booster shot, don't protect you. It keeps your, anyway, let me go into that topic. It's going to create another wave of inflation to where they'll probably cut another check, a fifth STEMI. And by then, I think it's going to be too late to where I don't think anybody's really going to have any idea what the heck to do. That's when I think they start thinking about pushing the button that I've mentioned on various channels. And that button, if they push it, it's not going to go over well with people.
No, it's not.
It's not. You're like, what is this? What happened to my, wait, why does it say 0? Why does it say unavailable for service? Yeah. Anyway, no crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen. Just my 2 pennies. They don't make any more than it's worth. That's why I just, I just I'm just promoting mindset, changing mindsets basically and saving for a rainy day, because you just never know. It's like my 2 things. It's more of be happy that you're stacking. If you haven't started stacking yet, it's not too late. It's really not. Those who are stacking that feel bad about not being able to buy as much because the price is doubled or tripled what you've normally been buying. It's fine. Again, stay on your path. Now you're just buying fractional sizes. And here's something I'll mention, because I just mentioned fractional sizes. That squirrel brain came at me, and I'll let you go back to your conversation when I mentioned this real quick. Don't be upset about buying fractional, because what was it like? Not even 3 years ago, we were all buying Eagles for $150, and now they're like $450, right? When it does come time to sell your metals, and let's just go for conversation, right? Let's just say that gold has reached that $10,000 mark, right?
Yes.
I want people to get this through their head, because I want, and again, changing mindset's what I'm hoping to achieve here, and changing it for a positive way for people. I want people to really search their soul when I say this. Do you really think that the coin store is going to have $10,000 in cash to give you for that ounce of gold?
No.
Or once we get to that point, even willing to buy someone's gold at even an ounce, they're probably going to limit to, we can only buy a quarter ounce or lower, because either A, we don't have the cash on hand to buy at these record levels of precious metals, because if you didn't think people were buying gold at $4,000 an ounce, you really think they're going to be buying it at $10,000 an ounce? Or even if you look at silver right now, where like most places are not even buying 90% because it's months behind on the melting process and stuff, and they're only paying a couple bucks back, and not many people are buying silver anymore. They're selling, but they're not buying. So let's just say silver gets to like $200, $300 an ounce. There's going to come a point in time to where I think fractional is going to be the ideal, because you're going to be able to have an easier time cashing that stuff in for actual cash or whatever the currency is at the point, versus taking bigger stuff like 10 ounces of bars of silver or whatever, those half ounce silver rounds you bought, or anybody had like a 10th ounce gold. Those are going to be the key pieces where that the fractional is going to be the only thing, basically, in my opinion, available for sale or resale. That the higher denominations, like the ounces and everything else that are worth like $10,000 more, it's just going to go up the chain to the people that are like, melting or whatever, because the stores are going to need the cash to be able to buy people's 10th ounce and quarter ounces for them. You know what I'm trying to say? So the bigger pieces are not going to be able to be in play anymore, because it's going to be so expensive. Where
the only thing that you're going to be able to do with them, in my opinion, is pay off your house, pay off big things.
The bank might take it. the bank might take it as maybe like we'll consider it collateral, because the banks at that point might start taking gold and silver to, try themselves to try to offset the inflation locally. The things we just don't know what's going to happen. So, so the whole point was more of like, if you can't buy the bigger stuff you used to buy, you only can buy smaller stuff now. That's fine, because that's going to come in handy when it comes time to like resell, or even like, if people are doing it for barter and trade, like you're not going to want to give someone like a whole ounce of gold or an ounce of silver, or whatever it is, for something small. You're going to want to need something. Yeah, you're going to need something small to kind of.
Which is why I've always been a big proponent of small things, even as small as gold backs.
Those are pretty cool. I do like the gold backs. They're so pretty, by the way. They are really pretty designs.
In fact, for those of you who don't already know, Goldback used to own Alpine Gold. Now they're two separate companies, but they're still very closely affiliated with each other. And Alpine Gold has offered, and I accepted to be an affiliate. So when you go to Alpine Gold, if you want to, you can go in and mention Tiger Stacker sent you. I'm working on the tech today. In fact, I was talking to Dennis Keating from Alpine Gold to how to do the tech, so I can leave those things for you. And I'm polishing that off. But the thing is that I'm also talking with Goldback to try to get some videos with them because and I understand some people say that Goldbacks premiums are ridiculous.
Different. It's different.
But if you look at it, I bought at $3.67 per Goldback, and now last time I looked, it was like what, $8.50.
About that.
What other precious metal is giving you that great of a return? And they're part and parcel with Citizens for Sound Money. So you go in, we're now in hyperinflation. You're going to go buy, some groceries, maybe some clothing. What are you going to do? Take a knife and whittle off a few flakes of gold off of your coin?
Yeah, right.
That's where, and as I said, you could have merchant number ones who understands constitutional and will accept your constitutional silver as payment. Merchant number two will say, I don't know if that's silver or not because it doesn't say silver. And I have small pieces that say silver on it. And we'll be having some more in the future. Not going to tell you what that means. That's a big secret coming up. But then you're going to have merchant number three say, I don't want your gold. I don't want your silver. I want your gold. Well, I'm not giving a piece of gold for some groceries. That's where these come in. I don't see it as a major part of stacking. I see it as a major part of protecting your bigger pieces of gold in small barters and trade. So you can all do what you want to do. I'm a firm believer in Goldbacks. In fact, when I was talking to Goldback, I told them out of all the Goldbacks I already have that I bought were originals, and they're getting the first 4 states to add in the half, the 2, and the 100, plus change the design a little bit to bring the prettiness up. I was like, do I really have to? I don't want to go through that. It's in my stack, and it's there for the reason I mentioned. So he says, no, you can still use them. In fact, they might even have some numismatic value for some people, which is fine. But once it's there, it's not there because it's pretty. It is pretty, but it's not there because it's pretty. It's there for barter and trade. And I don't, if let's say they have a really awesome picture of something like Utah's $5 Goldback is really pretty. Okay, I'll buy one just to have it. But I'm going to be putting this up for barters and trade to protect the bigger pieces of gold. And if you have a house, I mean, a coin, an ounce gold coin that's say $10,000 per ounce. And let's say I owe $100,000 left on my house, and we've already gone through the major upswing in hyperinflation. Well, 10 of those coins are getting sold or done something with the bank. So the house is purchased for the least amount of sacrificed metals before it resets. Because according to my dear friend Lynette Zhang, there's usually 3 downward resets after a major spike.
Yeah, 3 up and 3 down.
So, that's my plan. You guys can do what you want, but I intend to have this house paid off in full and just have only use the least amount of metals to do it with. So sorry I interrupted. I really wanted to get that point across about small pieces.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And when you pay your house off, then whatever your house note was, you just pay yourself now, or you just put that money back into precious metals. Kind of like our guy Silver Heist used to do. Shout out to Silver Heist and check out his little holiday thing he's going to do with me with the cigar boxes here soon.
Okay.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, he paid his car off, and then basically every whatever his car note would have been, he just basically bought himself a 10th ounce gold and kept doing that for every month. So that's something else too, gets to that point, But once you paid your house off with metals, you can start paying yourself now, putting that money aside for a rainy day,
Most certainly. And the weird thing is, when I have had to sell the silver to pay the bills because of the climbing spot price, and I do a really complex spreadsheet. Everything I bought is not just labeled, but it's in my spreadsheet for a lot of reasons, including if some fool decides to try to rob me. That first of all, I'll invest them with lead before I invest them with precious metals.
Yeah, I got some of that here too. I got several of those. So
yeah. Oh yeah, but when I do sell, it goes into the spreadsheet. Can you believe by fiat dollars, I didn't lose anything?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I didn't get cancer and I wasn't laid off? And I was still buying, what value I would have built with this climbing spot price?
Oh yeah, I know all about that. I had a whole tube of gold buffaloes that I don't have anymore. So do the numbers on that right there itself. That's how I kind of, when I first came into the community, I actually started doing things with Paul Buck. Actually, I remember one time I showed off that tube of buffaloes. Like, besides me and I think 2-1, I was the only guy that actually had a tube of buffaloes at the time being shown on YouTube. It wasn't more like a stunt move for me, or like, look at me, I'm flaunting. It was more of like, yeah, got it. Just more of an encouragement to people to kind of like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. I'm nobody, right? So yeah, it's all the what it could have shown. I probably could have had additional $100,000 in precious metals if I didn't need to sell it over the years and stuff. But again, it's more of like not trying to live with the regret, more be happy that I had it there to get me to here and to keep me going. And I'm still going. Like you said, the fat lady hasn't sung yet in my life either. So I can still have the ability to stack and either try to get it back or get some other stuff and just keep adding to it. It's like a squirrel, just kind of keep adding to your stack when you can, and then when winter comes for your life, you'll have it there and then consume it and you eat, and then move on to the next season and stuff. Just so trying to think what we had. We did the why and the how, and I guess maybe we quickly go into talk about maybe how to sell. Is that was one of the things I'm trying to just keep us on our.
Of course. Thank you for pulling it back in.
I can be very squirrel brained too, so I'm trying to like bring me back in as well and be like, all right, let's keep going.
We talked about the why. We talked about the when. We now need to cover the how.
There you go. Why don't you go ahead and take the reins on that one for a little bit? We'll get a drink real quick here.
Well,
Thanks, buddy.
you can sell to bullion dealers. Some of these bullion dealers will have part of their websites exactly how to handle it, and some of them don't. Me being a little bit less techy, I tend to lean away from that until someone actually shows me what I'm doing. I haven't sold to online bullion dealers.
I haven't either.
But you have or have not?
Have not.
Okay. I personally mainly have sold to my pawn shop here in town, and she gives the best purchase and sell price in the town. In Charleston, West Virginia, the other ones will sell you for more money and buy back for less, and the spread is bigger. But just recently, I was driving to the pawn shop, and Ian Everard, who owns Arc Silver, Gold, and Osmium, gave me a much better deal over the phone. I said, "What are you doing?" I told him what I was doing and where I was going and why. He says, "Well, I'll buy it for this amount, no matter how much you got." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So believe it or not, even though there's expenses of packaging, bubble wraps, whether you're sending by USPS or FedEx, I've sold a bunch to Ian Everard at Arc Silver, Gold, and Osmium because he gave me a much better deal than even Chavella.
Nice.
Chavella will tell you point blank, the same thing all the other dealers or all the other shops are saying. They're backed up with Comex and LBMA, which we'll talk about in a second. But they didn't even want alloyed silver, no constitutional, no sterling, because they want to hurry up and fill up the Comex and the LBMA. And the best way to do is take pure silver, melt pure bars, boom, you're done.
Yeah.
But they're now starting to take a little bit of constitutional. But the thing is, I want to hold off on constitutional for SHTF. I want to build my constitutional stack. But the how, I have done all-in-one pawn shop. I've sold to Ian. I would sell to someone who wants something that I have that they really want. And I that's how I done it. Would I consider online? Yeah, depends. I would, if I wanted to sell, let's say I wanted to trade in my, let's say the silver to gold ratio is 55 or lower. I might consider stacking up on more gold backs because I have the potential for four family members coming out of Ukraine when a window of opportunity gets here. That's 4 additional mouths to feed, 4 additional bodies to clothe until they can get on their own 2 feet. And I'll need more constitutional, more tiny pieces of silver, and more gold backs for the reasons I've mentioned. So that's my conversion strategy. Or if I wanted to, I would say, whether it's Ian or Cervella or another dealer, I would trade in a lot of silver for some gold with the intention that that gold would pay off the house when we hit hyperinflation. Right. So that's more my how. How about you?
Yeah, basically it's kind of the same way. I mean, like kind of just keeping basically what I have and just waiting for that kind of that right moment to where, gold gets to $10,000 an ounce. I mean, a couple ounces of gold is going to buy you a house or a down payment at that point, depending on what the current markets are going and stuff like that too. But I mean, yeah, it's wild seeing a lot these prices the way they're at. It's a lot of people, like you said, didn't expect it to see it so soon and stuff. So, it's a blessing to a lot of us. It's been stocking for a long time, and for the new people, it's a little unnerving because they're always hearing the price and getting a little scared of like, I don't know if I can afford that, stuff like that too. So, we're in some interesting times. We definitely are. I am very curious to see what's come down the pipeline the next few months for us. A lot of things that might change the way we see things in our lives, and it's gonna be an interesting roller coaster ride. But we have this awesome community here for us. Like I said, you're never alone. There's gonna be always somebody streaming, doing something awesome on this community all the time, usually. So, I'm just happy to been accepted here. I'm just a strange guy. I'm a nobody. I'm a strange guy. I got weird quirks to me and stuff. So I'm just appreciated that, I'm just another weirdo in the mix, basically. So just happy to be here, happy to be live right now with you or anybody, honestly, and just be able to share my personal experiences and, maybe answer some questions that people that might have had, or, maybe calm some people's brains and maybe who've had the angst of having to sell and the regrets they feel. I'm hoping that maybe my little silver lining of be happy that you had it and let that be the number one thought process instead of the whole regret. Oh, I don't have it anymore.
Well, I don't see you as a nobody, like you said. I've watched your logic, and your logic is sound, which is why I'm grateful for the friendship, and I'm grateful for your time on the channel. I don't
Sir.
I don't think of you as a nobody. I think of you as a very wise fellow for your years. I think you're a whole lot younger than me. I think you're like in your early 40s.
I used to be. I'm 47. Just had my 47th birthday exactly 2 months ago. So
Yeah, and you have a lot more wisdom than people, most people of your own age. So, at
appreciate it.
47, I was still drinking the government Kool-Aid.
A lot of people, unfortunately, that's the back to the mindset. It's kind of what it's always been since day one, since we've been born. It's kind of because it's really the only, until YouTube came, until TV and social media, we only heard things from the establishment. The establishment could be anything you think it could be, right? We had no other ways of finding things out, right? And it wasn't until things started happening in our lives and things started becoming more and more apparent that we had the ability to be more free thinkers and be like, things would happen in everyday lives where we see things that would start to arise questions in our lives. And then, now we had the ability to, or say many of us now have chosen truths over the world, and now can, as I like to call it, see past the veil.
Exactly.
When a personal experience I had in February of 2020 when I basically prayed for discernment. For those that don't understand what that word means, it's being able to truly understand and really be able to figure out what's true and not, right? Be able to basically read past the BS and be able to not just take the BS as, oh, okay, move on, right?
Yeah.
I personally prayed for discernment, and something really powerful happened to me in my life. Started to be able to see things that weren't there anymore. And I'm not talking like seeing, I see dead people and seeing ghosts, not like that kind of thing. It's not a Bruce Willis movie. What I mean is starting to see certain symbologies and see certain things in everyday life that I looked past and didn't think twice about it. Things so small as, you don't know about it, people watching. Next time you drive by a Wendy's, look at her collar. And in blue, it says Mom. You'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
Next time you drive by a Wendy's, just look at her collar. And in blue, you will see the English words, Mom. Don't need to go into about the bastard and stuff, but just little things like that I started seeing. And that's really just the surface of what I was just the layers of the veil, if you will, that was kind of, I started to pull the curtain aside and kind of like the Wizard of Oz, realized that the big scary thing is really just some little guy just making up a bunch of stuff, right? Started seeing I would be able to kind of understand things better, and that's when I started taking this whole kind of like stacking things seriously and really saw kind of like almost like the power that it had, that it gave back to the everyday people, as far as just saving their wealth, if you will. That was just only the one thing that I prayed for. But for praying for discernment, I was able to basically change my mindset to where I was able to more of adapt to more of a different way of looking at things, to I felt that I was doing myself a better service by doing that than just kind of following the world and what the world wanted for me, right? And was not worried anymore about the ridicule or the snickering or the laughter or the making fun of or whatever you want to call it. I wasn't worried about that anymore. I had more like a Noah mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Out there just banging in that boat, middle of the desert. Ain't never rained hundreds of years. It ain't gonna rain, Noah. You lost your mind. Yeah, they all said that till the rains came in there. Then they were the ones banging on the door, screaming for mercy. But Lord had other plans for them. But what I'm trying to say is, it's getting a little squirrely brained here, but mindset's everything, people. If you're able to keep a positive mindset, even in times of darkness, and those of that faith really keep hold to the, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because he is with me. For those who walk with faith and walk in these times, only thing I can encourage those is to really try to just take a step back from what the world's throwing at you, right?
True.
And be thankful for what you do have versus what you don't have either anymore, or what things that you wish that you do have. Because there's somebody out there that would do anything to be in a situation that most people are. Be happy you have a home, a vehicle, be happy that you're even alive. But my best friend's dad always said, he was an ex-Vietnam vet, said that every day above ground's a good day. It really is, because I can only imagine what it's like to be in a war scenario. I got a good buddy of mine, and it's a comic shop here locally, that it kills me to say this, that he can't come to my 4th of July extravaganza because of the explosions, because it's too hard on him from past war experiences over there during Desert Storm, and being over there in the Middle East, that he can't do it anymore. And it's not just mine, it's for the rest of his life, he can't do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are all blessed in different ways. Be in this time of season, we're so worried about gift giving and being everything. We have everything we need already, people. And again, there's some of us that wish we had more. But to those that are watching, hold the people you have close to you, and be thankful for what you do have, because tomorrow's not guaranteed for anybody. And I have personally come to understand that through the challenges that I've experienced mentally and physically and financially and stuff, that I find that by altering your mindset to go in, not initially to a negative response, what we're all geared to do, right? To think negative, oh, this is going to happen, this won't work out for me, whatever. But to try to train your brain into thinking things will be okay. I have the ability to change things. I have a support system around me constantly. I will never fail. And that'll get you anywhere in life. That'll get you so much. That'll get you farther than any precious metals will do. Because you can have all the precious metals in the world, but you have no like mental or support system for you, you're not going to last.
No,
You're not. Okay.
no. And that's why community is such an important part. Actually, the most important part of of preparing for the future, because no man or woman is an island. No person can know everything.
It's true.
No person can do everything. So we all need each other. I can put a body together. Not as much as a surgeon, because I'm not a surgeon, but up to a certain level, I'm good at putting the body back together. Um, but you ask me to play with electricity, I'm probably going to electrocute myself.
Right.
So if you ask me to grow a garden, I'm going to have about a 40 to 50% success rate. So you might be like the best electrician in the world, and a space miner might be the best gardener in the world, and aspiring alchemist might have the ability to uh, incubate chickens at a much more successful rate than anyone else in the community. And we just have to build ourselves. The only downside to this community is we're not all physically close together, but emotionally we're close. But I would love it if we were all in one physical location.
It's a big world out there. That's
It
actually
is.
something I had ideas about, actually, that I kind of never really asked anybody to kind of along to. It was a big challenge. Is that think it's something that would kind of just more metamorphize. It would create itself. It would be cool if like once a year, like it's like how like Olympics are held like in different cities or whatever it was, and throughout the country. It would be cool if like the community had some kind of like communal meetup thing, either at either some kind of coin show, or we all rent out some hotel somewhere or whatever. I don't have our own coin show, but to have some kind of like meetup like once a year where everyone kind of puts like faces to names and can physically shake each other's hands and stuff like that, and give hugs and exchange gifts instead of having to worry about opening packages in the mail, wait for the mail to go back and forth to do stuff. So that would be kind of cool to have kind of like either like a camp thing rented out for a weekend, or something coin show rented for a weekend, or where all the
Yeah.
couple key people in the community would be like step up, be like, I'd be willing to host it here in this state one year, and this guy over here would host it in this state, this gal over here in her state, whatever. So you never know, it might happen. Maybe something that the community eventually could kind of like a weekend getaway vacation for everybody kind of thing. They could kind of plan once a year, and if they can't make it that year, then they can make the following year, or it could be biannually, one in the spring or fall, so people have a chance to at least make one of them. But it's an
Yeah.
idea I had for the community to kind of like you said, since everybody's so kind of far apart that we only really have a way of connecting through the TV screen, when somebody goes live and in the chat bar, people are able to kind of chat back and forth. It'd be kind of cool to kind of have like
Exactly.
not everybody would be able to probably be afford it, because it would probably be expensive to kind of be able to find a way to fly everybody out, and hotels for people, or I get it, and everybody would be able to afford it. But you never know, maybe we could figure out some kind of way where we all could raise some money, or something where we can get as many people out there, or have some kind of like, hey, we've got 500 seats available, the first 500 people that sign up, or or have like 500 available for open community, and you have like 500 available to like, let's say like 10 different channels have like 50 seats each, and then they could either go them away, or I don't know, this idea spinning around. That's all it really is. It's just a bunch of marbles going around. That's all it really is.
Understood. Hey, well, since we did talk about the silver gold ratio, I want to see what the chat says. Put a yes in the chat if you would sell when the silver gold ratio gets to a certain level, and put a hyphen by it, and put the number
The
that
ratio,
you would that you would do the exchange with? Would it be at 60? Would it be at 55? Would it be at 65? If you wouldn't do the gold to silver ratio, put the word no. So if you're not going to play the gold silver ratio, put no. If you are going to do this gold silver ratio, put yes, and the number that you would do the exchange with. Let's see what people say here. So far, I see 255s to 1. Okay, got one no. I see a couple no's. I see yes. So it's kind of interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I remember one of the guys came in to the coin store. Apparently, he just drove from New York to Maryland, I guess, with a bunch of gold coins, and he was talking about this is back when like gold was back to like silver was like 100, 103 or 100, 102 to ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. And apparently, he mentioned one of the guys that used to be live and stuff, and apparently doesn't do it live anymore. And was telling everybody to go, take advantage of the silver to gold ratio and basically go sell all your gold and turn it into silver, basically, and then wait for the silver to gold ratio to drop and then turn it back in and go. You're basically getting free gold. You're basically saying, I'm like, man, I wish I would have did that back then, but never would have, could have, should have, whatever. Again, it's no big deal. I'll just, like I said, I'll just wait till my silver just keeps going higher in value, and that just means that I'll just have more than I have now than I would have had if I would have changed it over, I guess, and then be able to play a different ratio. I might personally play the silver to platinum ratio. We'll see. I might do a little silver to gold too, because it's easier to store like 20 ounces. Easy to store like 20 ounces of gold than it is to store like 500 ounces of silver, whatever the ratio is going to be at that point.
Yeah. So it takes up way too much room.
Clearing up space in the safe, basically, and allowing to kind of more of for future add-ons, if you will, instead of having to go buy a second safe. Or like, oh man, I gotta go take this out. I gotta elbow smash this in with that stuff, and here put this on this top shelf here, and you just making room, basically converting from one metal to the next, and just keeping your money basically, and hopefully if you do convert, you're able to either gain more money on the metal that you converted it to, or you're able to basically get free metal, if you will. That's kind of how I look at it over time.
So what would be your ratio on gold to platinum? Because I'm not pretty much a platinum bug, and I really think people who aren't a platinum bug would like to hear, me too, what your thoughts are on that.
So right now, you said gold. Let's just say a conversation. You said $4,300.
Say that one more time.
You said right now, just for conversation, gold's at $4,300 right now, right?
4,311 was the last time I checked, and platinum was 1,756.
1,756.
Correct.
So we'll just say 4,300 for conversation and 1,755 because it's even numbers. So that's 2.45 to 1. Whereas before it used to be slightly over 3 to 1. So it looks like eventually it's going to come to a 2 to 1 ratio, and then eventually, I think once it hits that, you're going to start seeing the ratio really start to just slip away. To where I could see eventually a 1 to 1 ratio, and then eventually be to where a point where it's, hopefully to what, again, just my feelings and thoughts, not advice, not an expert. There's no crystal ball. No, like over here, this time, this what's going to be. No, don't have any of that. It's just kind of going off just the Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs, basically. They're kind of leaving for me. I'm just thinking that, well, platinum's $100 on their coins and gold's 100. I mean, sorry, yeah, platinum's 100, gold's 50, and silver's 1. That means that's a 50 to 1 silver to gold ratio and a 2 to 1 gold and silver and platinum ratio. So if they truly are going to make platinum eventually twice as much as gold, I might wait to where it's, a true 2 to 1 ratio, then start converting my gold into platinum. Probably, I don't know, because it seems to be getting thinner and thinner. Like, yeah. I remember if it was 3 to 1, I was thinking about doing it then, but I was like, you know what? And gold seems to be kind of more exploding right now. Let me kind of ride this, if you will. Platinum was kind of like it was going up and kind of just for a while. Silver kind of took the attention and it was like, yeah, let me ride these two for a while. But now that I'm seeing platinum, like, it's heading to 1800, like I thought I was going to do by the end of the year. It might be time to start like, okay, now the gold at a certain point. Let me. I might just take half of all of it and just turn it into platinum. That's just me. That's me being just wild and crazy and speculative. Don't go do that. Don't go listen to what I'm just. Again, I'm not for sure I'm going to do this. It's just an option I have that if I do it, I'm just going to be like, whatever happens, happens. No regret. Whatever. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. Whatever. Either way, I still have precious metals, and I'm still going to just keep stacking until a rainy day and try to keep the mindset even keel,
Well, certainly. I mean, I'm just amazed how much I've learned in these 4 years. And, I was always a hard worker, never a smart worker. And learning all this has slowly converted me to being smarter and smarter. So, and like I said earlier, I was a little shocked to see the gold to silver ratio at 69. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's moving.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't sell all my silver to trade in for gold, but I'd certainly trade enough to play the gold, to get more gold out of it.
Yeah. Or if, like I said, if anybody who just been stacking silver because that's all they could afford and never had the chance to put gold in their stack, this is now an opportunity to like.
You bet.
You just want a 10th ounce. You want like one of these, like 10th ounce kookaburra. Go take, what is it? Go grab
Exactly.
Go grab 7 ounces of silver. Take it to your local coins. You're like, yo, give me a kookie, a gold kookie. I'm kookie for kookie, Chris. Give me a kookie. Give me the kookie. Here's 7 ounces of silver. Send it. And if they want 8 ounces of silver, whatever. Tell them I'll meet you halfway, 7.5, like Pawn Stars. You just meet him 7.5% silver. Send it, and then you're only taking a few ounces of. So, buddy Simon, my man, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you here, dude. I was saying, oh yeah, just take some silver and now you got gold now. My father's only been stacking silver for a long time and never bought gold because he just always thought that. And he was right. He said it's going to be easier for silver to double itself than it would be for gold to do it. And he was absolutely right. You look at the last 3 years, silver has gone from 20 to 60 and gold's gone from like 1800 to 43, if you will. So
exactly.
silver has tripled where gold is just slightly over doubled, and same thing with platinum. It's kind of basically doubled as well too. So silver's been the play though is the last couple of years and stuff. So, but I think that silver and platinum have kind of had similar charts, if you will, as far as the ups and downs being kind of held down, if you will. And I think once silver started breaking out, it kind of made me think, you know what? There's a chance that platinum might fall right behind it. Because if people are thinking, you know what? Gold's become unattainable because I can't afford to spend, $4,400 on an ounce of gold. And if you live in my state of Maryland, because of our, I'll say, communist governor, and July 1st decided to now put bullion tax on everything. Whereas before, if you spent over $1,000 in the state of Maryland at a bullion shop, it was considered an investment. There was no tax. So $1,000 or more paying with cash, no tax. Now you want to go buy an ounce of gold, it's like $265 in taxes on top of the premium and on top of the spot price.
Where is that at?
Maryland. Welcome to Maryland. Oh. Hi, I'm in Maryland, where we got crab cakes, Naval Academy, and a communist governor. Anyway.
Well, I'll go with the crab cakes. I like those.
We have pretty good crab cakes. If anybody comes to Maryland, we definitely have really good crab cakes. And if you guys get crab cakes anywhere else, it's not going to be proper. It's anyway. I'm not going to tell you what that how you be with food's better than when it's food. But anyway, but yeah, back to the tax. Yeah, July 1st, because our governor has decided to spend all the surplus that our previous governor, Republican, saved for us. This Democratic governor has done what basically every other Democratic governor's done for the state and spent them into oblivion. He's spent like $5 to $6 billion in less than 2 years that basically he's been here pretty much. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, so because they, are hurting for money and the government's saying, hey, we're not going to pay for your bridge that collapsed, which I happened to see live happen. That was not in live, but the live video when it first happened, it was pretty wild. I actually was awake when it happened. That bridge collapse that happened, the key bridge collapse that happened last year, stuff like that, back in March or whatever. They basically decided we have to do everything we can now to raise every single bit of taxes and money from the everyday people. So one of the ways that they did was that they basically added a bullion tax now to Maryland. So now if you were to go buy an ounce, so let's just say this. All right, let's bring the little calculator up here. Let's just say for conversation that they're offering you $100 over spot, right? Be happy to have that. $4,400 right now. You were to go spend, it's going to cost you $264 in taxes alone in the state of Maryland for every ounce you buy. You buy 4 ounces of gold, you're spending over $1,000 in taxes alone. It is crazy, honestly. So because that has happened, and it happened to many of the states, people are realizing, hey, it's costing me a lot of money to buy gold. I'm going to now look at other metals such as silver, which is why you have the recent, rise in that, along with BRICS nations asking for a large, purchase price. People are realizing, hey, it's cheaper to me to buy silver and hold on to that than it is to buy this gold stuff. And I think platinum is going to be right behind it as well, where people, I think, are going to start diversifying their portfolios in different metals, and it's only a matter of time until all of it just keeps going up and stuff, So just keep stacking, people. Don't worry about the prices. The prices are relevant. I mean, it's not completely, but when it comes to buying, just stick on your budget. If you haven't bought in a while and you feel bad about it, it's okay. The metal's still there. You can buy when you can. And life is just right now, unfortunately, putting you on pause, and it's fine. It's okay to be human and have human things happen to you. Don't look at it as like a defeat where like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore, so I feel like crap, right? Like, you're going to have things happen to you. But even if you haven't bought in a while, but you still have the idea like, yeah, I would like to buy in the future or stay involved in the metals, you're still winning. You're not losing.
Exactly. Well, the way I look at it is, okay, when I first started buying, it was in the low mid 20s for silver per ounce. So if you could only afford,
right? You started at 2020, right?
2021.
Just to put people's perspective that you've only been doing this for a little over 4 years now, so it's not too late. That's all I wanted to get across.
No.
Go ahead, sorry to interrupt.
So I could buy, let's say it was $20 an ounce. $100, I could buy 5 pieces of silver, 5 ounces of silver.
Correct.
Okay, we're now at 60, but let's just say it's 50 for even met. Okay, so that will allow you 2 ounces instead of 4. That's 2 more you didn't have. Okay, so you've just added 2 more to, and I'm a bigger proponent that the price only matters in 2 ways: when you buy it, when you sell it, or trade it, or barter it. Outside of that, your wealth is in the ounces. Are you still there? You kind of went fuzzy on me. Wow. Looks like we got the circle. Hopefully he's coming back. So the way I look
Am I
at it,
back?
yeah, you're back.
Sorry. The aliens
Field
came
goal.
over and they decided to borrow the signal for a little bit. They were like, "Hey, man, we need to borrow the signal to talk."
Exactly. What part of Maryland? Oh, you froze up on me again. I'm going to have to get out there to Maryland, not only to hang out with Shawn, but get some crab cakes. Are you still there?
What is going on?
I hear you. And okay, there you are.
We're here. Okay. Yeah. Let's go.
You're going to have to let me know what part of Maryland you're in, because if I take a road trip, we're meeting up. We're going. We're going to at least one coin shop, but we're definitely going for crab cakes.
Definitely. And I'll take you for a round. I'll take you for a round of frisbee golf too, if you're interested in doing it too.
I've never done it.
Tried that before or not? Or
never even heard of it, but I'm willing to try anything.
It's a great sport.
Are you still there?
In 30 days doing it.
Are you back?
They lose me again. Yeah, the Spenny. Stop.
Comex might be trying to shut us down, dude. What do you think?
Nah. Sick.
What's that? Are you there?
I'm trying to tune it in. Hold on.
Okay. Trying to tune it in. God, that reminds me of rabbit ears for the old TVs. You remember those days? Go audio only. Okay, there's a suggestion.
There. Oh, yes. Maybe I'm there. Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
I hear you.
Can anybody hear me?
I hear you. Do you hear us?
To myself.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I might be told. There you are. Now I hear you.
Okay. Okay, we're back to the circle of death.
Please.
Field goal.
Hello? Okay, we got something going on. Apparently they want to cover the signal. They didn't reach shooter. They need to shoot farther out. I don't know. What you guys doing? Bring the silver back. Come on.
That'll work.
All right. Now, pardon the interruption. We now return to our regularly scheduled program, and Tiger Stacker is here we go.
Okay, where do we leave off at?
I don't remember. I was trying to acquire the signal, and I think we were talking about crap. What were you talking about?
Crab cakes was the last big thing I remember.
Oh, that's right. Coming to Maryland. You said something about you wanted to know where I was at, and you were going to come.
We're going to hit a coin shop, and we're definitely going for crab cakes. Amy Harrell, member for 19 months. Thank you.
Frisbee cat. Hey, Amy's awesome. She always just hides me when I'm in the streams and stuff. She's awesome.
Amy's pretty awesome. I think she lives out in California. Yeah, she's one of the good things.
She crossed the coast.
What's that?
Across the coast. She crossed the coast.
One of the good things in California.
Go. Yeah, California got all crazy stuff going on right now. Especially their government too. That guy's out of control too.
Yeah, I just don't get that dude. He seems like he's trying to be, in my opinion, the Democratic version of Trump, and he just doesn't have it.
They're going to run him. They're running him next. They're going to run him. They're going to run him in 28. he's going to be the guy. They were propping up him and Jeffries, but not any longer. I think it's honestly, I hate to say this is going to make me throw up on my screen. Try not to. It's going to be literally East Coast and West Coast. We're going to meet up against for the Democratic Party. It's going to be Westmore and Newsom. It's going to be whole slogan, more Newsom. You're going to be a Newsom that society. Here's more of it, more things that you don't want. It's going to shove down your throat, and we're going to say, no, we don't want that, and we're going to tell you we don't want it, and you're not going to be able to do it and force us to do it this time.
Yeah, that's messed up. That's messed up. So
yeah, there's Surfer knows. Yeah, he knows. He has to deal with him every day. Crazy town. Anyway, we didn't come here to talk politics. We came here to talk about silver, why, when, how, be happy you had it, mindset changing. God is good, and Tiger is here to stay. He ain't going away. Yay. Gonna make it tomorrow all the way to the month of May and beyond, son. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, we're now a little bit past 2 hours.
Get the free coins. Yeah, I realized. I think it's the sweet tea I've been consuming. I think it's keeping me going and keeping me from So I like you. I have the energy and I want to use it. So I'm all about it. And I appreciate everybody for sticking with us for the last 2 hours and 10 minutes. As of right now, bang, there it is. Happy to be here on a Friday night with you guys. We finally did it, man. We talked about doing this for a long time, so I'm happy that this is just the first time of many.
We need to do this again, and on a more regular basis.
This is not like a blind date where I'm like, I'm going to swipe left and give you a text like, I had fun, but you're just not my cup of coffee. Have a good life. That's not going to be me. I'm not going to do this. Trust me. This is just the first of many. I'm happy to be here. I think over the last few months, I've kind of pushed myself and challenged myself to kind of be more of, as I'm calling it, recovering from the mindset, basically, and able to change my outlook on life. I think I've decided that I'm going to start doing this more people online, being on more channels, start doing things on my own, start putting out more videos about, just silver and gold and everything basically everyone else is doing pretty much, and maybe we'll do a little different twist on it. Stuff about gardening and flowers I got coming up here. I've decided I'm going to make a business out of doing like some gardening stuff, and pretty much, I made a couple $100 because I decided to sell some stuff at the end of the season. I'm like, wow, that was all that money was made just by those few people. What if I would have started in the beginning of the season and actually had more? I'm like, wow, this could be an avenue to where I can just basically, who says money doesn't grow in trees, start selling the trees and start buying the precious metals for free, basically. So, and all it's going to take is just my time and my energy, which is, you and if it's creating me a Zen, you can't put a price on that.
No, you can't.
You definitely can't put a price on that. Absolutely not. So the fact that I'm able to create a Zen for myself and a happiness and give back to kind of like getting my soul back, basically, as I call it, and make some money from it, that's a win. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely. I've learned a lot with this whole cancer stuff. I did a lot of research. And by the way, I'm very grateful for everyone in the community who have given suggestions about cancer. Some of it's not your typical medical professional stuff, and there's no literature to support it, but I do appreciate the love. But I have learned, even from medical literature, that certain things affect, such as stress and anxiety and depression.
Absolutely.
All
about it, dude. Trust.
So
me. Yeah,
and I think that's one of the reasons why they always ask at every visit I have if I have depression or suicidal thoughts, and because if you let yourself get beat, you will be beat. But
Absolutely.
I look at my wife and other people and say, I just want to stay nice and calm. Because if I'm upset, if I get angry, if I get depressed, I get anxious, that's letting the cancer win. And I'm not intending on letting it win. My typical answer when they say, about asking me my emotional status is, uh, I live in a consistent state of PO'd, but not at any one person. I I have no intention on letting this cancer win, and I'm angry that this cancer has me right now.
Yeah.
But you know, all that means is it's like when you're facing a bully and you've been bullied enough in your life, it sets off a different response than fear. It's like the oh gosh, what is the name of that little animal that even the tigers in the jungle don't want to mess with? Little short thing. Uh, I can't think of it right now, but it'll tear up any predator that's 2, 3 times its size just because it's just got a PO'd attitude. So Uh, no, it wasn't a hyena. Hyenas are dogs that run in packs. This is a single, usually not in a pack type of animal. I just can't think of the name of it right now. But I just, when I was young, I was bullied, and after a while, it's something in my brain snapped. I hate bullies, and if I ever run into a bully, I just fight harder and I double down, triple down. Well, cancer is nothing more than a cellular bully. And I'm going to kick this thing in the butt just like I've attacked every other bully that's attacked me as an adult. So, Badger. Yeah, Badger. Thank you, Metal Matt. You know, bigger predators, they're scared of that Badger. And Wolverine's another one. It'll tear you up. So
Sorry, I think my signal was coming in and out. I thought. Sorry.
that's okay. Did you say
Yeah.
something and I missed it?
No, I was just watching the thing spin a couple times here and there while you were chatting, and I just feel bad that for some reason the signal is not coming through on my side as strong as it would be, and it's kind of interfering with it live. But one of those, it's one of those factors you got to deal with. It is what it is. But I'm still here. I ain't logged off yet, so they haven't kicked me off yet.
Hey, Polly Buck, welcome.
Paulie, Bucky, what's up, buddy?
I love his channel. Man, he puts out some really great content.
He's
You
on
know,
it, man. All those new corn releases and stuff like that. He's pretty on it, and he's like the take the man on the street. He's got the eye to the he got the ear to the ground, hear everything, and puts the newest stuff out before anybody else did it. So that was
he
pretty cool.
does do a good bit. And if you haven't gone to see Holly Buck's channel, go over there, subscribe. One of the mods put him in there for me. And
Bucky
also, once
channel.
again, go see this guy. We need to get him up to monetization. And we need to
Thank
get
you.
him to start making additional videos. We need to build this community. So, and if you will be so kind, make sure you give a thumbs up for this live stream. And please, if you haven't done so, please consider being a subscriber. And if you do subscribe to anyone's channel, hit the bell notification, hit the like,
Ding
leave a
ding.
comment, because YouTube will think that you're a bot if you don't do that. What'd you say, Shawn?
Now I was just saying ding ding when you said to hit the bell notification. I was just being
Yeah.
stupid.
Otherwise, YouTube thinks you're a bot and they'll take you back out. So let's see where are we at right now with likes. Since I mentioned likes,
We're at 33 last time.
I'm seeing 44.
Oh, that's my favorite number. For
Yeah.
not because the president, but for different reasons. 6 more people we get 2 coins to paradise. You just need more 6 likes to get there. You just 2 times going out from Tiger. You might be one of the ones to prepare. Yeah, like it up, people. Tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your family, share it around, pass it around. Yeah, hit the likers over 50. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get there. I'll make sure it happens. It's gonna happen. Yeah, because the people will make it happen. Because the people are awesome. Because they're here. So Friday night, spending the time with us. Could be going to the club and drinking the drinks and shaking their butts and all that stuff like that, or could go to the movies, or could be just, whatever. They chose to be here. They could just be, looking at Netflix and they're chilling. Nope, they're coming chilling with us, watching this flicks. Yeah, Tiger Stacker and SPP. Yeah.
To answer your question, aspiring alchemist, it's Shawn's Precious Bullyon. It's Bullyon.
Yeah, and I'm not a bully because I don't like bullies either. It's because I have a pit bull and he's like a pit bully, so that's the reason why. I might just change it back and just put an I, because I'm finding a lot of people are having a hard time finding me. They say because they spell it ION, or they, I might just change it back. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. I don't know, but yeah, that's me. And I appreciate you willing to get my. I saw somebody actually subscribed to my channel. Actually, it was Scrap Metal Racing. I appreciate you. I just saw the notification that came on my little YouTube thing that says you got a new subscriber. So I appreciate you coming over there and hitting that button. Hopefully you'll get me over 200 people and get me going, give me some views and stuff. And I'll put some more videos out for you guys, so I'm not just looking at a bunch of like flowers and my dog and fireworks and videos that last like half an hour showing like, all right, Shawn, you've seen enough of your finales and stuff.
Well, that depends on what you got going on. I mean, that
if you love watching fireworks, there's over 2 hours of footage to watch, so enjoy.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this year's 4th of July. It's the 250th anniversary of our country, or so they say it is, right? So I'm excited to see what new stuff they have for this year, and hopefully we can actually get fireworks and Taylor won't be too crazy, and we're not in any kind of trade war where China goes, no more fireworks for you, America. Haha, we're gonna get one off on you, because since all fireworks are made in China, and there's only 2 ports, and 2 ports alone in the continental United States that actually accept firework shipments from China. Actually,
really?
Yeah, I found out during COVID, because they shut down one of the ports during COVID. So only like 1 port was receiving fireworks. So a lot of stores were like running out of fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, all the people were telling everybody, yeah, we're not having fireworks in the city because COVID's not safe. We can't have this close gathering outside. So we got to shut all these fireworks shows down that are outside, whatever. And everybody decided, well, we're going to turn our backyards into a WWF pay-per-view ring, basically. And everybody and their grandmother had fireworks going off around the city. I remember it was laughable when our former governor, the one we had, was like, don't shoot any fireworks off. They're illegal in Maryland. And literally everybody around the river, including us, it literally looked like something out of like Saving Private Ryan. It was crazy, man. There were fireworks going off everywhere.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll be available for us next year. But yeah, if you like fireworks, you'll love my videos. I got a couple of cool things in there and stuff. A lot of really cool finales and stuff. So, and setups and showing the boxes off and stuff like that. But I'll put out more precious metal videos and more like shaping of mindset videos, and try to be more of, contributing content instead of just a bunch of like, yeah, look at me,
Are you much of a gardener? Is that why you?
Just recently started doing it. Years ago, you couldn't pay me to be out in the garden, but I think it all started with there is I don't know if you know what an amaryllis bulb is, or amaryllis flower. They're usually during like the seasonal time this year. You'll usually see them in the garden stores, or even Home Depot. They'll sell them for like anywhere between like $8 to $10 for, one of them. But this is really beautiful flower bulb actually, that sprouts usually a really beautiful flower for about a week and a half in the wintertime, and also you take it outside in the summertime. And it was just, I remember we got one in the house, and it was just so beautiful. And I remember just looking at it and watching it kind of grow, and something in me kind of just clicked, and it was like, I had a lot of enjoyment watching that flower bloom, watching it kind of its process every day. And something triggered in me. It was like, let me try this other stuff, right? And started getting a couple more amaryllis bulbs. I went from 1 and got 3. Now I have 15 here in my room, scattered through my room right now. They're all in their leafing stage. They're waiting to flower probably in the next month or 2, probably.
Yeah.
We're a little behind. I got them out a little late. So kind of just more of this, I don't know, kind of watching the growing process, if you will. I'm kind of like, hey, I did that, and that's pretty cool to watch. And, I don't have any kids, so I guess it's like parents who kind of like, they put their kid up to the door, and they mark where he's at, and come a year later, and they come and see, and they mark him here, and they kind of watch the progress, and how he's growing. It's kind of like that kind of feeling. It's kind of satisfaction from taking a seed and watching it turn into a full plant, and just the whole process of it and stuff. It's just, I got lost in it this year. I kind of more just, I started doing it 2 years ago. And this year I really went full blast with it, and really just kind of would go out there in the garden for hours in the day, turn my phone off. People, I tried calling you. Like, I'm sorry. Unless you're Ed McMahon trying to give me Publishers Clearinghouse or told me that I won the lottery, even though I don't play it. If nobody's dead and my house is not on fire, I don't care. And the only thing I'll care about it is if Christ returns, and don't worry, we're all going to know when that happens. I don't need a notification about that from my phone. So I just put the phone away, put the tablet away, didn't record. I was like, you know what, this is kind of like, for me, as selfishly as it was, that I kind of had to be selfish for myself and be like, this is all for me. I didn't do any kind of like follow-up video with my electric culture gardening thing that people wanted me to do, and did it actually work or not? It did. I will say this: if anybody actually did have any questions about that, it did work. I personally noticed a difference in the plants that had the electric culture gardening copper rod things in them, and ones that did not. So this year I've kind of more decided, like, yeah, I'm going to not be selfish and kind of more just give back the community of my time, to where I felt I needed this time to myself to kind of heal and kind of have, if you will, kind of like concrete talking points instead of more just, like I said, spitballing things and just trying to hit a dark blindly and trying to get people's attention. It's more of like, working on my craft and understanding things and gaining knowledge behind the whole thing, because like you said, because you said before, you gained so much information just by being precious metals for 4 years. And that's like anything.
Yeah.
I always say you can't be a black belt first day of class. You just can't. You gotta keep going to class, and you'll keep learning things, and you'll get tossed around, get frustrated once in a while, but you'll learn, and you'll come to appreciate the knowledge you have, and that knowledge will, or any knowledge at that point, it will fulfill you. This is why one of my favorite verses in the Bible is from the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. Jesus speaking to the people, saying that my people suffer for a lack of knowledge. It says other stuff, but that's the main beginning part of the verse, is that my people, we talk about God's people, that suffer for a lack of knowledge. And that's anybody. We're living in an information age right now where there's a lot of information that's being kept from us. Because if we had the information, then ultimately we are no longer reliant on the system, if you will, right, for anything, because we have the ability to understand that the system really is not in our favor. It's not. And those that continue to hold on to the system as its savior, instead of trying to find a different savior, you're really doing yourself a disservice, because it's like going back to an abusive marriage. It's like, why do you like getting hit? Why go back to it instead of just departing from it, learning from it, and moving on, right? But everyone has different times of discovery and stuff. Not everybody's time is going to be equal to everybody else. Some things matter to some people, and some people don't give a crap about it. Some things that people care about, you know. But knowledge is ultimately is what's going to help anybody. That could be knowledge of any topic that you want to be. The more you learn about your cancer, how the feed is going to help you out. The more you learn about precious metals, it's going to help you out as far as everything else.
Oh yeah,
That goes for anything, for anybody. The more that you don't get defeated and stick with it, you're just going to be better in the long run.
exactly.
And to be patient with the process is also important too. Realize that you're going to get frustrated during the process of learning. There might be times where you don't have all the information, not sure about things. Just, at that point, I tell people just to pray for discernment, and the answers will come to you. And
That's true. But the funny thing is there is some stress with doing a YouTube channel, wanting to put out good content. In my case, wanting to learn more tech, so I don't have to rely as much on my brother-in-law or my friend Frostbite. But there is a peace that comes with it. The process of learning, the process, whether it's tech or the content. And I personally love to release a new video as a premiere, because I just love to watch how people think when they're seeing something that I've just recently released. And it's a piece. It's like getting to hang out with your best buds, whether it's over dinner or for a beer.
Yeah, you got invited to the party and you're there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, we have 50 likes. I've been waiting for that.
I told you. There it is. And I just to let you know, heads up, I have 15% battery life, so I have probably about 15 to 20 minutes, maybe max, of recording left on my side. So I just wanted to give you a heads up, and I wanted to be like, hey, by the way, I got 4% battery life. We're going to be done in, I just wanted to give you a heads up and stuff.
I'm totally okay with that. I just wanted to get to the 50 likes, because I felt a little bit bad about giving only away one dime. I wanted to give away two, especially because we're here together.
Hey, there you go. You got 2 dimes going up to people. I don't know if you want to. Did you want to do the wheel now, or maybe call for a last chance likes to maybe get to the next level? What do you think?
Let's go ahead. Let me see here. It's currently 8:31. I'm going to give it to 8:33. Get your chat in, preferably get your chat in on the horizontal, not on the vertical, because I'm going to pull from the horizontal.
Everybody, turn your phone or go to the other live. You got 2 notifications. Just go back and push the other one and go to that version and hit the like button in 2 minutes. You'll score for the home team, and you might have yourself a chance to win a silver diamond. Yay!
There'll be 2 chances.
2 chances. I got 2 dimes, home. 2 dimes.
And just as I said before, make sure you get your claiming email sent to thetigerstacker@gmail.com. AA, would you put that in the chat? So 48 hours from the close of this live stream, and get your name in there, and make sure that you include your real name, your channel name, and the address. And please include the zip code.
Yeah, definitely.
So, because I want to make sure that I'm contributing to the community, because you all give me a lot of peace. Even when I was run down from the chemo, and I wanted to get content out, it was only a little bit of stress. The other part was I just missed you guys.
Glad to have you back, man. Hey, but like I said, your health's more important. That comes first, because if you don't take care of your health, and you ain't coming back on here ever again, because you won't be around, because health, I'm trying to say, health comes first, man. We want you to be here, and I want you to be here, so we can do more of this together. So definitely, if it comes to
I can't wait.
If you're not feeling good, whatever, one day and you don't have all the energy, bro, I might just talk you down off the ledge. You're like, look, man, we can do it maybe tomorrow, or we can reschedule for another day. I'd rather you have your health instead of you trying to force a stream out that really just all it's going to do is just zap your vitality and keep you not feeling good the next day. I'd rather you know, hey man, it's like, don't worry, sit this one out, just sit on the bench. We'll get you back out next quarter, you know, and then, you know, you'll go out there and score a touchdown for the team. We know that. Just
Most certainly.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Okay, so we've passed 8:33. Let me go ahead.
I've got 8% battery. That's apparently once I get down to 15, my battery's starting to go. I just turned the damn thing, but apparently my battery's gonna probably go in about 5 minutes from now, probably.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and grab the participants on from the horizontal.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can still be on here by the time we finish. We can do a proper sign up instead of me just like flipping off with like, oh, there he goes, no battery. Well, that was Shawn. Thanks for having him on. We'll see him again. You know. Like,
yeah, that's not cool.
Proper sign up for us and stuff. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, got 7% now. Oh, there goes 6%. It wants to take me out and pushing my cords like other side of the room, and it won't stretch across where I'm at. So I'm like, right.
Okay. Where I'm at around here. Let me be fast about this.
You're good. And if for whatever reason I do disappear off the screen and it's just you, it's quite all right. I'll just say, while you're doing your thing, I appreciate everybody being here, for spending your last 2.5 hours on a Friday night with us. I am truly appreciative of you all doing that. I thank everybody for just coming here. Those who subscribe to my channel, I appreciate that. All your views that'll help to get me to monetization mode or whatever it's called. So, and everybody here is awesome. I love you guys. I'm happy to be part of the community, and it looks like the wheel is getting set up. And I've got 5% battery life, so I'm going to stretch this as much as possible, hopefully, so I can give a proper sign off at the end. And if not,
okay, trying to shuffle. It's not letting me shuffle. Will it run? Let's see what happens. It's not doing it. That's crappy. That is crappy.
All right, you'll work it out. It'll get there.
Let me go ahead and come on, give me that bottom bar.
Give him the wheel that spins around and round. There's the wheel.
Okay.
Click the spin. The spinnies. Oh, I got 3% crap.
Okay, so let's just do this. I'm going to go over to here and do exclamation point winner. And whoever gets it, gets it.
And I can't see the chat who it is. So,
and the winner is Stacking Surfer.
No kidding.
Yeah,
nice.
Stacking Surfer is the first winner.
Nice.
And we'll do one more.
Yeah, oh, I got 2% crap. Stretch it.
We'll make this quick. Oh,
1%. Guys, thanks for having me in case I fall off. I love you guys. Tiger, we will do this again. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
You guys are studs. Happy Friday night.
Polly Buck.
We'll see you again. Polly, my man. Yes. Smack my jack.
Okay.
All right. It's ticking me off. Love you guys. I'm happy to be here. Tiger, you're the stud, bro.
So are you, my friend. So are you.
Keep doing it, man. Keep doing it, bro. They kick me off and my battery dies.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, buddy. You're a stud.
Okay. So, Polly, email me. Surfer, just make sure you remind me. You know my number. And on this note, I'm going to close the live stream. Thank you all for coming. Please stick around for the outro. And I'll see you tomorrow. Let me refresh everyone's memory. Tomorrow, there's going to be a live stream for members and moderators to cover things. and I want to see what the members want me to be able to do. On Sunday, same type, but it's for all subscribers to see what you all want me to provide for you. There will be a quarterly appreciation party, date to be determined. Stack Collector live stream will be on Monday. We're going to talk to a couple people how kindness got them into stacking. It's going to be an awesome story, plus the Christmas and the New Year's. So on that, I want to tell you all, thank you all for coming, and I'll see you all in the next one.